Hi everybody. I have here a little container. It's a witch that my daughter really loved, but it had these little flaws in it. I guess the person who had it in storage has little nicks here and there. There's some right there on the hat. That's the only place I see on the hat except right here. Okay, and there's two little nicks there. You know, they were rough little nicks. And then on the head itself, let's see, I think there was some on the head. Let's turn and see. Right here, got some where it was nicked and worn. Right here. Right there. Whoops, sorry, right there. And other than that, it looks pretty good. The face is good. The bottom's good. Just those few little spots. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. So there's the hat. And that's the way it looks. This thing with its hat on is roughly about 6 inches tall, give or take. Well, from my view, it's about 6 inches tall. Let's see if I can get it for your view. I can't get it quite that way for you. But it's cute. So let's see. Let me show you how to repair it, okay? What you're going to need as supplies is, you're going to need some water to rinse your brushes with. You're going to need some brushes, a little cup for the hold the water, some very fine sandpaper, and some glaze to finish it off with, and the paint colors that you're going to need. Now, I know I'm going to use this blue, and I know I can wash it out to match that, but the shade of green for the hair, I'm going to have to match it up the best I can. We're going to shake these up and match them. And we'll see which one will work the best for it. So let's try that out. Let's see. First color up is Kelly Green. It's a bit light, so we're not going to go with that. This next shade is, no, we don't want that. It's metallic. I don't want metallic. Let's try this Christmas green. And I think we're going to go with Christmas green. Alright, so let's choose Christmas green, and we're going to work with the blue. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our fine sandpaper, and you're going to go to the parts that are rough, like that. And I'm just going to tear a piece of this off because I don't need to hold on to this big piece. And I'm going to just work that just lightly, okay? You just want to do it lightly. See that? Just to smooth it out. Doesn't take a whole lot, see? Now I'm just looking for the spot. There's one there. There's that one right there. I fix. Here's that other one. But it's not rough. And that's not rough. So I guess those two spots just had the color rubbed off of it. So let's just... Yeah, it was just this one that was rough. And the one right here is a little rough, so we're going to sand that out. There you go. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now we're going to do the same thing to the hat. Got the rough spot there. That one's pretty rough. That's better. Okay, those are pretty smooth now. So we're going to leave that like that, and we'll touch that up. Alright, so I'm going to work on the head first, the bottom. So, sometimes you can use your fingers. Sometimes you use a brush, whichever one you want to. I'm going to start off with a brush, and I'm going to rub it in with my fingers. So I'm going to get me some of this green. And put some on the brush. Just like that. And I am going to start touching this up. See how that is? And I'm going to slight color differentiation, but you can sort of blend it in. And you pretty much keep doing that till you get the consistency that you're wanting. Just like that. So I like to use both my hands and the brushes. Where's that other spot? There it is. Let's get a little bit more paint. And sometimes you need to go back over more than once. You might want to let it dry a little bit. This one's going to have to be gone over a little bit more. Alright, now let's do some here at the top. See how that blends in? And we're just going to coat it in. Make sure when I picked it up I didn't. So that looks pretty good. So we're going to clean our brush. I'll probably come back and do a little bit more right here. But we're going to let that dry a little bit. So, let's get some water and clean our brush. Alright, now let's move on to our blue. So we have our blue. I'm just going to mix it in just like this. See, with the texture of this, makes it a lot easier because it's got the little swirls already in it. So it's not a whole lot you need to do. There we go. So we got that touched up pretty quick. We'll let that dry, and then we're going to hit it with some glaze, just in some little spots there. And that should take care of it. Alright, we'll see you back in a little bit when this is dried some. Alright everybody, we're back. We're going to check and see if the paint's dried enough. So yep, looks pretty good. You can't hardly tell where the areas are. And right there you can't see that one either. So I'm going to say that's ready. And now let's take a look at the hat. That looks pretty good, huh? Alright, so now let's put some glaze on it. Okay, what I like to use for the glaze is this Alpar Project Perfect top coating. It's glossy, high and shine finish. You can use it indoor or outdoor. It's great on wood, metal, and more. I don't want to coat the whole thing because it looks great. I just want to cover those certain spots. Now you can do the whole thing, but I'm just going to do certain spots. So what I do is I'll shake it up really good. Just like that. And you can spray just some on the brush. Just like that, where it's sort of runny. And I'm just going to touch up the areas that I did. Just like that. And when it dries, you're not even going to tell it. So I got some right here. Just like that. Here's the other place. All it takes is just a little bit. Okay, I've got those done. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And I'm going to get my hat. And I'm just going to put some of that glaze right over those spots I painted. Hard part is after you've touched it up is to find where you've repaired it. I know there was some on the edges here. There we go. I found it. Just like that. It only takes a little bit. Then once that shine dries, you don't ever have to worry about it again. There it goes. So now that's done. Alright, and I'm going to rinse off my brush just like I did the paint with some water. And it should be good to go. Okay, that's how we do this. It'll be all fine and dandy first thing tomorrow morning. We're going to just let that set overnight. And we'll be back to you then. Okay, we're back. So next day, just want to check on how my glaze came out. See, nice and shiny. You can't even see where I've actually went over and touched it up. Well, you see just a tad right there if you really look. Alright, but still I think it looks excellent. So there's the head. And the hat, you see how we touched up the ends? Blends in nicely. It's all nice and shiny. And there you cannot see where it's been repaired. So let's put this thing together. There's the head. There's the hat. And there's the item. That's how I do that.